This video is going to show you how to use the area model to multiply. This is our virtual day number 2 to make up for the snow days. So to start with, I have a nice simple problem called 9 times 36. What I want to do is do this problem as if it was the area of a room or a house or something like that. So I'm going to draw a box here. And in this box, that length is 30, and this length is 6. As you can probably tell, I got the 36 from here, and if we went to expanded form, that would be 30 plus 6. Since the 9 is less than 10, I can just put a 9 here. And now what I'm going to do is find the area of both of these rectangles. So in this larger one, the blue rectangle, I have a side that's 9 and a side that's 30. 9 times 30. Easiest way to multiply this is put my 0 down, and what's left, 9 times 3, 27, which gives me 270. In the other one, I have 9 times 6, which is 54. So the area of the blue rectangle was 270, the area of the red rectangle was 54. To find the entire area, I would add those together. And that tells me that 9 times 36 is 324. Try another one. I'm going to take the 24 and divide it up into 20 plus 4. And I'm going to take the 47 and divide it into 40 plus 7. So this time, I'm really having 4 boxes. And I may not always draw them to scale because you just kind of know what's going to happen. It doesn't make any difference which order you put them. I'm going to put the 20 plus 4 on this side and the 40 plus 7 on this side. And now I just start multiplying. So this sort of is like a times table kind of thing right now. So I have 20 times 40 to go in this box. So I have 2 zeros. I put them at the end. And then I have 2 times 4 is 8. I go to this box on the bottom, and it's really 4 times 40. So 1 0, and 4 times 4 is 16. Which would make that one be 160. I come over here to the top box here. This would be 7 times 20. So 1 0, and 7 times 2 is 14. And then down at the bottom, 7 times 4 is 28. And what I've done so far is just find the area of each individual part. What I need to do now is add them together. And I always want to start with the biggest number up here. And then I like to just work my way up and down to make sure that I don't forget anything. So 800 plus 160 plus 140 plus 28. And if I add them all up, there's my 8, 6, 10, 12, carry my 1 up here, 9, 10, 11, 1,128. So 24 times 47 equals 1,128. This is just another way of multiplying instead of using the standard algorithm and our Marco Polo method. It's called an area model. 56 times 63. Break the 56 into 50 plus 6. Break the 63 into 60 plus 3. Again, I'm going to have 4 different areas going. I got 50 and 6 on this side and 60 and 3 on this side. And if I were going to make these to scale, this square right here, or this rectangle, would be huge compared to the 3 by 6 rectangle. But since we know that it's just to get the numbers in here, I don't have to make one side be a lot bigger than the other one. So start right here at the top, 50 times 60, 2 zeros, 5 times 6 is 30. So 50 times 60 is 3,000. 6 times 60, down my 0, 6 times 6 is 36, so 6 times 60 is 360. Top, right, 3 times 50, 1 0, 3 times 5 is 15, so it equals 150. And 3 times 6 is 18. Start the top left, write my numbers, 3,000, 360, 150, and 18. And if I add these up, 0, 0, 0, 8, 11, 12, carry my 1, 4, 5, and a 3. 56 times 63 equals 3,528. What happens if my numbers get a little bit bigger? I have a 3-digit times 2-digit. That just means when I break this one apart, it's going to be 300 plus 80 plus 1, and this one's going to be 70 plus 2. So if I'm going across the top and I've got 300 plus 80 plus 1, that means my box really have 3's coming down. I got a 70 and a 2 here. So this time I'm going to end up with 6 areas I need to add together. So the first top square right here on the left, 70 times 300, 1, 2, 3 zeros, and 7 times 3 is 21. 2 times 300, 2 zeros, and 2 times 3 is 6, so 600. Let's go to the next part, 70 times 80, 2 zeros, and 7 times 8 is 56. 2 times 80, 1 0, 2 times 8 is 16, 1 times 70 is 70, 1 times 2 is 2. Alright, this time when I go to add them, I notice that 21,000 is the biggest. So I'm going to put him down first. The next biggest one looks like 5,600. Notice our strategy before isn't quite working on this one. 600, 160, 70, and just a plain 02. Add them up. My 1's column's a 2. The 10's column, 7 plus 6 is 13. Carry my 1. 7, 13, 14. Carry my 1. 2, 7. And my 10,000th place is just 10. So 381 times 72 equals 27,432. Try another one that way. Remember using my expanded form first. 400 plus 60 plus 5. Not necessarily, I got 90 plus 3. Here we go, 90 times 400, 3 zeros, and 9 times 4 is 36, so that's 36,000. 3 times 400, 2 zeros, and 3 times 4 is 12. 90 times 60, 2 zeros, and 9 times 6 is 54. 3 times 60, 1 0, and 3 times 6 is 18, so that's 180. 5 times 90, 1 0, 5 times 9 is 45. And 3 times 5 is 15. Add up all my numbers. I got 36,000, 5,400, 5,400, depending on how you like to say it. 1,200, 450, 180, and 15. I just add them up. I got a 5 in my 1's column. My 10's column, 5, 13, 14. Carry my 1 to the hundreds. 1, 5, 7, 11, 12. Carry my 1 to the thousands. 7, 12, 13. Carry my 1 to the 10,000s. And we got a 4 there. So 43,245. Now, some people may be asking, because on this problem, it has a 0 in there. Okay, when I make my expanded form for 507, it's really just 500 plus 7. I don't need to put the zeros in the tens place, because if I did, when I multiply 0 times anything, it's still going to be 0. So I would just be wasting my time doing that part. There we go. 20 times 500, 3 zeros, and 2 times 5 is 10, so 10,000. 8 times 500, 2 zeros, 8 times 5 is 40, so that's 4,000. 7 times 20, 1 0, 7 times 2 is 14, so 140, and 7 times 8 is 56. Add them up, we got 10,000, 4,000, 140, and 56. 1s are 6, I got a 9, a 1, a 4, 14,196. Alright, let's take it to the step up for 5th grade. Because we do 4-digit times 2-digit. So 2,387 is really 2,000 plus 300 plus 80 plus 7. And this side would be 50 plus 6. So you can see we're going to end up with 8 numbers to add together this time. So here we go. First one, 2,000 times 50. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros in all. Plus 2 times 5 is 10. So that's 100,000. 6 times 2,000, 3 zeros, and 6 times 2 is 12. 300 times 50, 3 zeros, 3 times 5 is 15, so that's 15,000. 6 times 300, 2 zeros, 6 times 3 is 18, so 1,800. 80 times 50, 2 zeros plus 8 times 5 is 40. I think we did that on the last page. 6 times 80, 1 zero, and 6 times 8 is 48, so 480. 7 times 50, 1 zero, and 7 times 5 is 35, and 7 times 6 is 42. Now I need to add all of them together. So I've got 100,000, 15,000. I should be checking these off to make sure I'm not skipping any. 12,000, although when I put my comment there, it almost made that look like a 3. 4,000. 1,800. 480. 350. And 42. The thing is, most of the columns are not that tough to add until you get like to the thousands place on this one, or maybe the hundreds. Because in the ones place, all I have is a 2. In the tens, we got 4 plus 5 is 9, plus 8 is 17. Carry my 1 to the hundreds. 1, 9, 13, 16. Carry my 1 to the thousands. 1, 6, 8, 12, 13. Carry my 1 to the 10,000s. 1, 2, 3. Nothing to carry the 100,000s. So my answer should be 133,672. Just a real fast double check to see if that kind of makes sense. If I rounded that off, it's going to 2,000. If I rounded this off, it's going to 60. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. And 2 times 6 is 12. So I would expect an answer around 120,000. So that seems like a reasonable